Hey guys! So today we're going to be discussing some things such as
motifs, themes, and symbols of Brave New World. The first motif we are going to be discussing is Ford. Now, pretty much throughout the whole book, they keep talking about Henry Ford and pretty much replacing Jesus with Ford. And they say Ford, my Ford, your, our Ford, etc., all those different things. They also talk about how he is their new savior and how Jesus is so old and back in the day. And it pretty much is saying that replacing religion with technology. And Henry Ford, if you don't know, but we've learned about it in history class. He's a 20th century industrialist and founder of the Ford Motor Company. This shows how technology has replaced religion and how the factory production of goods that Henry Ford pioneered and how it's changed their whole society.
So a quote to back up this motif is a whole collection of pornographic old books, God in the safe and Ford on the shelves. It's pretty much saying how Ford is relevant to the world state because the whole world is surrounded by technology.
And they're saying Ford on the shelf as in how pretty much in today's world we'd have Bibles everywhere on shelves and hotels. Whenever you go to a hotel, there's always that Bible in the drawer. They're saying that that's kind of Ford for them now, and God in the safe. Is that what you said? God in the safe. They're saying they're putting him aside, not necessarily destroying it, throwing it away, but they're just, we don't believe in that anymore. That's
that's the past now.
Yeah.
The next motif we're going to be talking about is sex.
We're going to be talking about why there's so much sex in this book. There's quite a lot. Pretty much the central controlling factor of this whole society is intercourse. That's what it is. It's just it's pretty much how the whole society is controlled. They pretty much just have sex for recreational values.
And there's no emotional connection, and there's a lot of lack of commitment while having sex in the story.
Yeah, there's many references to sex. There's a lot of it's just really kind of sad in a way because people are just having sex to have sex and not to wanna love. There's no love. There's just freedom and fun, and it's kind of sickening actually.
And this causes a lot of problems for some characters such as John, who how do I explain this?
He since he grew up in the reserves, the Savage Reservation, he was brought up on Shakespeare, and Shakespeare's themes they're all about love and true love, Romeo and Juliet, that passion for each other. But the society that he finds it's the complete opposite, and it scares him, and it's hard for him to function, and he loves Lenina, but Lenina just wants to have sex with him, and this kind of breaks him as a person because he loves her, but he can't love her because of this fact. It's sad.
Glum marks glum. The clap on the shoulder made him start, look up. It was that brute Henry Foster. What you need is a gram of Soma.
Okay, we start with the quote this time because it leads into our next topic, which is Soma and what it is used as a symbol throughout the book. Soma is a drug, and it pretty much makes you feel better. It's kind of what kind of drug today would you relate it to? To make you feel better and you hallucinate good times and stuff like that. What?
Weed.
What do you? Okay. So it's pretty much drug Soma is a symbol of the use of instant gratification to control the world state's populace.
So I'm pretty sure it's saying that it's trying to control its population control.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
It pretty much is, yeah. It's also a symbol of the powerful influence of science and technology on society, and it's kind of like a sacrament. It also represents the use of religion to control society. It's used, I'd relate it to in religion, not drugs. I'd relate it to the host that you get at church if you're as Catholics. I'd relate it to that because it's kind of like sacred to them. So it's kind of this whole it goes back to the whole twisted thing of Henry Ford being their god and Soma being his host.
So now we're going to talk about the characters in the Brave New World and kind of summarize how they're important to the book.
Yeah, and like what they did and like what they're about. So the first character that we're going to talk about is John. He was son of the director in Linda, and John is the only major character to have grown up outside of the world state. He spent his life in the New Mexico Savage Reservation, where he grew up on knowledge of Shakespeare's plays, and so Shakespeare's plays, as I said before about like the whole thing with love, it taught him that love is like a precious thing, and it's between like two people, and it's very sacred, and sex is a sacred thing, so that's what he believes in. But then the world state, which it believes in the pretty much opposite.
So in the story, La Nina is considered really attractive because she kind of goes against her society and dates one guy, which was Bernard, for several months. So La Nina's primary means of relating to other people is through sex, so all of her interactions with people are through sex. La Nina is also part of the group called the Alphas, which makes her an alpha female, and also of that group is a guy named Bernard Marx.
And Bernard Marx, he's an alpha male, but he fails to fit in because he is inferior in physical stature, so he's like smaller than all the other ones, and he doesn't really fit in. He's a misfit. And he holds unorthodox beliefs about like sexual relationships too, like sports and community events. He thinks that sex shouldn't be recreational, and he and La Nina, as Bree said, they actually had a relationship for like a month or like a couple months, which is weird for this society because they're so used to like it being recreational, like sex, and not like having a partner and just kind of like producing young for society.
And this makes Bernard and La Nina attractive to the reader and the author.
Thank you guys for watching our discussion on Brave New World.
We discussed motifs, symbols, and a few characters from the book.
Now we're going to leave it off with the world state's main beliefs, which are
Community,
identity, stability.